Okay, so we have now we've got, because we'll come back to your school life.
Right.
We've got some firsts.
Great.
First fight.
First fight.
I can't imagine you
No,
having
that's
ever
fair
been in a
enough.
physical fight.
Well, I used to fight with my sister a lot physically.
Okay.
Physically, yeah.
Okay. Be careful.
Yeah. She would. Well, I did a bit about this, about how, like, you know, having an older sister, they'd just leather you because they're stronger than you for a long time.
Yes.
And then there's that moment where you become physically stronger than them.
Yeah.
And they'll be pummeling you, and then you just push them. And there's a look in their eyes, they realize I can never hit my brother again.
Yeah.
And then it all goes psychological. It becomes an emotional abuse. You know, it becomes deeply, like, calculated. It becomes like, she said goodbye to physical abuse immediately, and it all went, you know, psychological.
Yeah, so she won. She still
Yeah,
won.
absolutely. She found a different way.
Okay, so so you haven't ever been in a physical fight?
Do you know what?
Can I just say
go
I'm quite surprised. I'm not surprised you've not been in a fight.
Yeah.
No disrespect. I'm quite surprised you've not been punched
in the face.
Yeah.
I think you suggested to me, one of the first things you suggested to me, well, what was the opening joke you wanted me to do?
I can't remember.
Do you not remember?
No,
it was something like, it
was
something along the lines of going on stage and going, I know, I've got one of those faces that makes you just want to punch it.
See, I think that's a good...
I mean, you're not wrong.
I know. I want to punch myself in the face as well. Was that
that's
yeah, there you go.
And do you know what? The only time I've been punched in the face is my friend.
You have been punched in the face.
I have been punched in the face once. My friend Paul was riling up this guy who was pissed, right? And he looks a lot like me, Paul, without the glasses. But I didn't have glasses at this point, so we're both just blonde hair. And he just kept riling this guy up who was trying to... random drunk guy at the bar was like trying to flirt with a girl.
Yes.
And she was ignoring him. And then Paul, who's drunk as well, was just making fun of his terrible attempts.
Oh, God.
And then this guy who's pissed turned around, saw me, and just punched me in the face. On my birthday, might I add. And then a man in I don't know why I remember this, a blue quarter zip, so it doesn't look like a guy who normally punches people, came out of nowhere, punched him in the face, right? Fine, but he fell and hit his back of his head on the curb, bang, right?
Oh, no.
So there's a silence, because it's like, dead.
Yes.
Like, that's just dead. The guy in the blue quarter zip zips up his quarter zip and fucks off. Yeah. Just immediately, he's like, I've killed someone.
Yeah.
It looks like it's the first time he's ever punched someone, and he's killed someone. But I don't know, this guy did have a fucking massive sort of Neanderthalic head. So it just sort of bounced off.
Oh, good.
And maybe he was drunk and he was completely fine.
Okay,
but fine. I don't know if the guy in the blue quarter zip knows whether he was fine or not. He did not stay to see. I think he's still dealing with the weight of conscience of a man who's murdered someone with his first punch.
I hope he finds this. Yeah. We now have to put this out as a clip.
Yeah.
And hope that he finds
that he's still alive.
You didn't kill him.
Did he said, I didn't know how much power I had in these hands. And maybe now he is just going around one punching anyone who disagrees with him.
What I also like about that story is after Paul has berated this man, he's no longer in the story. You get punched.
Yeah.
That guy nearly dies.
Yeah.
Someone thinks he's killed someone. Paul's just got to carry on with his evening.
Yeah, Paul was winding someone else up. He just moved on.
Good old Paul. So that's it. And you've not been close to being punched again. I say I don't think it's going to happen now. I think you could have, if you had more time just on the circuit, the comedy circuit, as opposed to touring yourself. I think you could have perhaps.
Yeah.
I think you could have been. You give me the vibe of having to have been led out the security doors, the back doors a couple of times. I think would have been.
There's been some dicey gigs, for sure, but I've never had someone on stage coming after me.
No, I have.
Have you?
I've been in a headlock.
What? Really?
I've been in a headlock.
What? Because your observation about Hoovers? What the fuck? My Henry the Hoover's not like that at all. How fucking dare you say that about my microwave?
It was actually I was very young. I think I was 21.
Yeah.
And I was doing Up the Creek for the first time, which back then was a different gig to it, isn't it? How it is now. It's quite difficult. And it was a Christmas gig.
Right.
Which, again, they're tough now, but they were even tougher then.
Yeah.
And to make it even worse, taxi drivers, London taxi drivers, had decided to have their Christmas party at Up the Creek.
I mean, one taxi driver is a lot. I mean,
know.
seeing them all must have looked like a box of eggs, just all of those.
A bunch of racist eggs. No, but no, I was dying so badly that they did it in good humour. He wasn't aggressive.
Yeah,
he just got up on stage, put me in a headlock, and kind of knuckle shuffled my head and said, "Come here, you."
Well, like you've been cute because you were. It was cute
I
how
was just
badly
so
you were doing
young.
it, and so bad at comedy.
And
it was adorable.
Yeah, well, I was adorable. What is he doing here? Look how sweet he. Come here. And took me home and showed me to his kids.
This is when you were boozing hard at this point, right? This was
not quite. I was just 21. I was boozing as much as anyone else, but it wasn't a fair reflection of how good I was. I was 21 and playing a Christmas party full of taxi drivers. Right. Okay. First pub club experience. Remember when you first got into a pub/club?
I think the first.
Remember the first time you drank, mixed up with drank.
First time I drank was probably it was doing the tour of my mum's 50th and her friend's 50th. That was like the beginning of me being able to drink because I was like 13, right?
Oh right, okay.
So this is like big family events for my mum and her friends having 50th all around the same time.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the first time that you could sort of be allowed to drink in a social setting. Yeah. I found. So it was still quite young, but
Mummy was letting you have a bit of
yeah.
What were you having? Like just a bit of
beer. I was having beers.
You having the beers. Yeah. Okay. And do you remember the first time you got drunk?
Yeah, it was at one. I got pretty fucked.
You had to have thrown up, I imagine.
Yes, I threw up on my mum's 50th. You know. It's a rite of passage.
Did you have a local pub? Your first local pub?
Well, we left London when I was 12 to move to Lewes, which is just outside Brighton.
Yes.
And I think it's got like more pubs per square mile than anywhere in the world. It's by a brewery. So I had about 15 local pubs all on the same street. So you kind of have, you instead of having a local pub, you do a local pub crawl. This is where I got punched at the end of the pub crawl, the volley, which is the last one that's open in this pub crawl.
Right. Yes. There's a lot of nice pubs. There's a nice little river that goes through Lewes.
And there's also a drink that's made called Harvey's Best Bitter, which I'm desperate to like, but
no! I used to love Harvey's.
My mum's...
Shout out for Harvey.
I want to shout out, but my mum's house, you could run a cable from Harvey's brewery into my mum's house and pour Best Bitter there. So I was desperate to like it. It's basically on my street.
Oh my God.
But every time I'm like, this is terrible.
Oh no.
But support Harvey, support Lewes, support local business.
Right, okay, so first celeb crush.
Ooh. First, I think the most like defining one was probably Jennifer Lawrence, to be honest.
Right.
I'd say like that was kind of, maybe there was definitely ones before then.
Yeah.
But that was probably the one that was like the most defining of what.
Was it Jennifer Lawrence or was it a character that Jennifer Lawrence played?
Well, it was during that period where she did like Hunger Games, Silver Linings Playbook, American Hustle, and there was like a run of 4 or 5 films in about a 3-year period.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's what I like.
I know what I like, and it's that. Yeah. Great. All right. First car.
Don't drive. I mean, don't look at me like that.
That's the most. No. Well, I'm looking at you like that because that's.
You learned to drive 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know.
And you've got 2 kids.
I know, but do you know why? Do you know why you don't drive? Is because you grew up in Lewes. No one in fucking Brighton or Sussex, no one learns to drive.
I disagree with that, actually.
Fine, you can.
Because everyone learned to drive in Sussex, but everyone. And I should have. And I thought, I'm doing my A-levels, I'll learn to drive later. And then I moved to London, and now it was probably the biggest regret I have is not learning to drive then, because it was a perfect time to learn. Of course, you should drive in Lewis.
I don't have one friend from Brighton that drives.
Yeah,
not one.
Really?
Not one. None of them drive.
Really? But in Sussex, it's like you need to be able to drive.
But it goes back to the pubs thing.
Right.
All the pubs are
so you don't need to.
There. Where are you driving to?
Right.
You just want to go to the pub, and like you say,
everyone at my school, once you were the age, they all learned to drive.
Was school kind of a slightly outer?
Yeah, it was way out.
Yeah. Okay. All right, and we're nearly done with firsts.
Yeah, that's right.
First kiss. That's the last one.
Was that one of those barn house parties?
Of course it was.
Amy Taylor, I think was her name.
Don't pretend that it wasn't just right there immediately.
Spelled AIMEE. You know that weird
spelling?
Yeah.
Yeah. He says
SEANN. But then my friend got with her 20 minutes afterwards. And it was his first kiss as well. I think he was livid that I'd got my first kiss out of the way.
What a friend. It wasn't Paul again, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was Milo.
Okay. You still friends with Milo?
He found out that I had my first kiss and he was like, this is ridiculous. And then, he ended up kissing her as well.
We haven't actually talked about comedy. We talked about you being a class clown, and we haven't talked about comedy itself. So I suppose you must have loved Blackadder.
Yeah. Yeah, Blackadder were good.
That sound very good. You don't have to have liked
No,
that was just my guess.
No.
As you were saying that, I thought, you must love Blackadder.
I mean, it's our normal conversation, Sean. You always bring up something, 15 years before my time. And you obviously love these. Obviously, they were called marathon bars back then. It's always, this is every conversation we've had.
Not the 9 o'clock news. Did you like not to the 9 o'clock news? Have you watched any of these things? Do you go back and watch the history of comedy?
Yeah, like what I like. Do you want to know what I like?
I do want to know what you
Monty
like.
Python, amazing. The Goon Show, that early stuff.
Pause there. When did you discover them, and why, and how?
My dad loved Monty Python, loved Life of Brian. We watched that every year for Christmas, and it's just, I couldn't believe it. Every scene is a banger. And it's like a sketch show, but the narrative does hold. And it's just, I also just loved how it was like, you could be so funny, but it was making points, like it was interesting, like it was things that I'd be chewing on later, and it was like such an amazing way of discussing ideas as well as just being truly funny.
Yeah. When do you remember the first time
that I watched Life of Brian? Yeah, I was probably 8. I think I was about 9 years old, maybe, when I watched it. 8,
with
9.
Dad.
Yeah.
That's
he was
such
like, "You're
a nice
gonna
moment." Like
you won't believe
passing
this.
it down.
You won't believe this, and it blew my head off.
And then you get into Python. You go back. You watch all the Pythons.
Yes.
Was that your first introduction to comedy?
That
mainstream. What would you say?
That sort of comedy. I think stand-up, it was the Live and Laughing Michael McIntyre DV we watched on holiday one year, and we couldn't believe it. It was like me and some family friends and my sister.
How old were you in Live and Laughing?
I was a similar time, so I was probably 9, 10, maybe. And then
that's so weird. I started stand-up. That's so sorry. Yeah. I'm still blown.
No, you still can't. But
yeah, I know.
The process of time blows you away every single. It's amazing. Me and Sean are good friends. So we do spend a fair bit of time we for over the years, and it's still every single time. The concept of time, he gets absolutely blown away.
I just can't believe there are different ages,
which
means
like,
that someone was you were watching that when
you
don't
know
9, but I was 18. What?
What? How does that even work? But how do I work in this? But then it means time moves on after me. Then what? But what about when I die? Does that mean that life keeps going?
Live and Laughing.
But yes,
to be honest, just set the scene, because I love that, because I have my own. I suppose I love these stories so much because I have my own. But mine was with Lee Evans, and I know like the moment of what it meant, and that zoom in moment, like you're talking about with Python, where your life has been changed.
Yeah,
I saw Lee Evans, and it's like, oh right, so this guy is doing this for all of his reasons that he's doing this.
Yeah.
And making thousands of people laugh around the country, and on this night, and he's recorded this video. But little does he know, there's a 10-year-old boy, and you've completely changed the entire course of my fucking life.
Yeah.
And how I'm going to see the world, travel the world, who I'm going to be. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And that's happened to you from seeing Live and Laugh.
I'm going to get cancelled. I'm going to have a panic attack in Shepherd's Bush. The Sun is going to call me a love rat because of you.
as you once texted me, the tabloids are going to make me get my hair cut. Yes, precisely. That really, I still think about it.
What did I say?
You just, what is it, before the tabloids made you...
What was this in reference to?
Oh, fuck
yeah, it was before you had the...
before the tabloids.
Yeah, you're a changed man. It was like, you cutting your hair is like when Dapper Laughs wore the turtleneck.
On Newsnight.
Yeah. No, I'm not into that anymore. I'm actually really well behaved. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a therapy show now and a short back inside.
Fucking hell.
I couldn't be doing anything wrong. And glasses. Look at this guy.
And I don't wear jeans anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fuck me. I'm basically trying as hard. You know how difficult this is? And I'm writing about this in my new joke. I'm trying as hard as I can to not be me. Like, it's exhausting. Fuck me. So...
Okay, so there's two different things. There's the route into stand-up and the route into, I don't know, comedy shows, TV, films. They're two different lines.
Yes.
So which would you rather talk about first?
Oh, well, just as we were... thank you for the options, Horatio. I appreciate it.
Because I feel like they're slightly different.
Okay, well, I think just as we were talking about Python and then we got to this DVD of Michael.
Yeah.
Well, let's...
Yeah, so we had we got a DVD of stand-up, and I remember it as a kid thinking stand-up's just nothing I could ever be interested in. I just know I'd seen them on the DVDs. It was just a lot of it was middle-aged men going, just on the front cover, and I just thought...
Wait, do you mean do you mean you weren't that impressed by, like, say, someone with a blazer jacket and a tail?
Yeah.
Wearing a tail behind that kind of thing?
Yeah, I turn my nose up at Seann to be wild, to be honest. I was a 9-year-old saying, I don't think that's going to actually interest me. I think it lacks a sort of intellectual depth that me as a 9-year-old I already have.
Okay.
Can the people still get Seann to be wild?
On Amazon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a plug?
I mean, so it's 20
still
on sale.
20p at CEX.
20p CEX. Yes, you can enjoy.
If you're looking for something to, if a table is wiggling outside a cafe and you want to find something to lodge underneath it, the Seann to be Wild DVD is actually the perfect size.
It is, yes.
Then we put it on, and it was me and my sister, some family friends who so I was 9, my sister was 11. They were all 9 and 11 around that age. Family with 3 kids in them, so it was like 5 of us. We put it on, laughing our heads off. Because to be honest, Michael McIntyre, what he is a middle-class Peter Kay, right?
Yes.
He's doing what Peter Kay did for like northern working class people, for middle-class families like us. It was just razor-sharp observations about our lives.
And relentless.
Relentless, that the whole family
were both relentless.
And it was so funny. And this is like when McIntyre just properly blown up.
I remember
in a way that I don't know if a UK stand-up has since.
Definitely not since.
Had like just the nation by the fucking balls. I just don't.
No,
I don't think it will happen. Since.
It was the boom.
Yeah,
wasn't it? I mean, then there was Michael McIntyre's Comedy Roadshow.
Yeah,
it just completely
the Michael McIntyre military-industrial complex that kind
of yeah. I'd say Mickey Flanagan in a it's kind of
he was
it's not quite the
before. Wasn't he? Was he out? Was out all after McIntyre?
We did it on Michael McIntyre's Comedy Roadshow.
Really?
But still, I would still say that
he didn't capture he didn't have the same fever. Maybe, yeah. McIntyre felt bigger to me.
But here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go. The fact that Mickey Flanagan was discovered on Michael McIntyre's Comedy Roadshow kind of lets you know everything you need to know.
Yeah.
It was on that show. John Bishop was discovered.
Kevin Bridges.
Kevin Bridges was discovered. All of these names. I did series 2. Set was cut down to 3.5 minutes.
Interviewing me now.
Yeah.
Think about their kitchen islands. Think about how nice their kitchen islands are.
I do that. I do think that.
Think about how much nicer their kitchen island is than yours.
I mean, I could only dream of having a kitchen island. We've got. Do you want to know the truth? We've got a little coffee. We've got a tiny coffee table where the Wi-Fi booster is.
Yeah.
So we don't even get to use it.
Yeah.
For coffee. Right.
So basically,
so we're watching. Absolutely, there's a boom.
I love
phenomenon.
it.
It's
I love
literally
it.
a phenomenon.
It doesn't make me want to do it though.
Okay, yeah.
I want to write films. I want to make funny things.
Yeah.
I view myself more pretentiously as some sort of writer or even a playwright. I just viewed myself much more as doing something more narrative based. That was also funny. I'd always want comedy in whatever I did until Mr. Wood, my favourite teacher, philosophy A level, probably not the best teacher to be honest. Didn't get anyone into Oxbridge. That was his job. He like ran the Oxbridge submissions, not me, but he did it 1 year, got no one in. He was just like didn't prep people for exams, but we'd have amazing conversations, and he was the exact teacher I wanted. He treated us all like adults, and for the first time, I really loved school because that's exactly what I wanted. It was just a room where we'd speak to each other as adults and discuss things, not be like chained to hitting these markers for exams.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
He, in one of these lessons he should have been teaching us probably, put on Stewart Lee for his comedy vehicle doing his immigration routine. That 8-minute long routine about immigration. And that was when I realised, stand-up can be anything.
Yeah.
And that's when I realised that it was something that I wanted to do, was seeing that one moment.
That's 18. Wonderful.
And what's interesting is obviously when when you're a fucking pretentious guy with glasses who gets into Stewart Lee, you then start hating Michael McIntyre because you also agree with what Stewart Lee's saying. It's just, him spoon feeding you his warm diarrhea, and you hate Russell Howard, you hate all of these like mainstream acts, you hate Seann Walsh, you hate,
you hate Seann Walsh. That's not really connected to Stewart, but you just hate Seann Walsh.
I know him personally. And then the more you do stand up, starting at that point, at the most pretentious point, where you're like, you had the most high.
And you're young. How old are you?
Yeah, 18. So you're like, this is like what real comedy's like.
When I also, by the way, you reminded me that when I started, that the thing was, people would take the piss out of garlic bread, about Peter Kay's famous routine that made millions of people laugh. And they go, like, a bit of theirs wouldn't work, and they'd go, "What do you want me to do? Talk about garlic bread?" You think, yes.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant.
I'd really love it if you could try.
Could you go on YouTube and get some Peter Kay up? Because you
Please, for the love of God.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, what ends up happening, and I speak about this with a lot of people, is you end up with Michael McIntyre and Stewart Lee both being your favourite comedians.
Yeah.
You love them both.
Yeah.
Even though they're the
That's
opposite.
you, right?
That's
you.
Exactly.
That's you.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved them both.
Yeah.
This is a paid advertisement from BetterHelp. So earlier this month was World Mental Health Day, and if you're like me, you probably saw it pop up on Instagram between a video of a dog skateboarding and someone's baby announcement. But the thing is, it actually matters. It's about stopping for a second to think about mental health, and this year, about the people who really make a difference. Therapists. Because behind every person who's managed to worry a bit less, sleep a bit better, or just feel less stuck, there's a therapist who helped them take that step. They don't get trending hashtags or a round of applause at the end of a session, but maybe they should. That's where BetterHelp comes in. They've been matching people with therapists for over 12 years, helping more than 5 million people worldwide, with over 30,000 therapists and 4.9 out of 5 rating across 1.7 million reviews. They're clearly doing something right. And if your first match isn't working, you can switch anytime. So if you've been meaning to talk to someone, maybe now's the time. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/classclown. That's betterhelp.com/classclown. Anyway, so, okay, that's really interesting. And when you were talking about so go back then, you were talking about, actually, I wanted to be more, I wanted to maybe even write a play, write a film, but always have comedy in it. Yeah. Where did that come from then? Because that's not really been mentioned. So was it films? Was that Python then?
Basically, like, since I can remember, I've have to know what my dream is. I need to want to do something. And that's what dictates how my whole day works. Even from when I was 3 years old, I wanted to be a moo cow.
On Class Clown. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no. I actually thought I'd be way past class clown. I'm quite my 3-year-old self would be like, you should be doing way better shows than this.
Right. You wanted to be moo cow?
Yeah. So like
moo cow?
A cow. Like I wanted to be a cow when I grew up. I was 3 years old, but I like really wanted to be like a cow.
Okay.
And then,
Still time, mate.
Still time.
Still
yeah.
time.
And then I wanted to be an inventor when I was like 6.
I can see that.
You know, because in your head that's creativity. Just I wanted to invent stuff. And then I think I'd like just tried lots of different things. Very briefly musician, terrible at music. Didn't want to be a musician anymore. And then I just wanted to make stuff. Then I wrote a play at school, right? Because I just wanted to do everything.
Had you been to? Did your mum take you to theatre or something?
She dragged me to theatre,
Yes.
and I hated every second of it. And now I appreciate it a lot. But I would watch one play and think I could write a play. I'd read one book and think I could be an author.
Oh, great!
I just was like,
yes.
I didn't ever view I'm going to be this one thing.
Yes.
I just wanted to do all of it or try it all. And it felt like I was doing a lot of drama at school, and it felt like the best place I could try to have to get some work out there would be to put on a play. And so when I was 15, I wrote a 2-act play called The Grass is Greener, which is about sort of the two sides of my family. It's basically if the same 6 people were either born in posh North London or the East End, what would happen to those people's lives if they were in if they were born, if the exact same people were born in different circumstances. Basically.
So sliding doors, kind of.
Sliding doors is like a moment where it changes.
Yeah.
Instead, it's like from birth you are in 2 different basic situations.
Right.
First act, second act. And it was a comedy. It was like a farce. And I remember, I don't know why I set myself up. I was like, if this goes well, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. If it doesn't go well, I will never do this again. I was probably telling myself.
No pressure.
Yeah. And then the first night it killed, and I was like, it's still the greatest experience I've had. Like the greatest feeling I've had is probably that.
What? So what? This play was put on in front. What, in drama?
Yeah, I put it on at our school in like in the small theatre.
What a rush!
That still as good as it gets for me.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Because I also,
that.
I've had things. You had the first time you kill at stand up. You had that first moment. You had the first time. Your first time a video like blows up. But I didn't know I could do anything like this.
Yeah.
Like I'd done some school plays where I'd done some funny roles, and you have a bit of a rush there. But then when that night that the first joke, we've been doing rehearsals for like months.
Oh my God.
And that first joke,
I loved it.
And it was out the gate, they were loving it. And I was like, I still don't think I've beaten that.
Were you in it?
No.
So you'll just sit there.
Yeah, it's as good as it gets. And I think I much preferred like the feeling of not being up there and seeing it like.
It's a good time to plug your tour.
Yeah, exactly.
Up there on stage.
I'd rather not be up there.
Yeah, but. You want to go and watch Horatio begrudgingly be on stage.
Yeah.
You can watch that. Actually, when is the tour?
It's my Space
tickets?
Cowboy tour. We've done a November extension. We'll put tickets in the bio below if that's all right. I don't want to rudely ask to put. Can I put stuff in your bio?
Absolutely.
It's like finding you've got storage space. Do you mind if I keep my Hoover in your fucking attic?
You can keep your Hoover in mine. Don't worry. You absolutely can.
And I'm coming to going back to some places, doing some extra dates.
Is there another
month of November. Date? There's a London date that I'm filming at the Hoxton Hall, 29th of November.
Brilliant.
Be there.
Great. Okay. Right. So that's the play.
Yeah.
And what about film then?
Basically, after I had the rush of the play, I was
Are you making your own films? You must have been.
I was starting to with Andrew, who I do Boys Gone Wild.
Boys Gone Wild
at school and went to uni. We're making like little things together.
With cameras? Sorry, you're going to be irritated by this. Did your phones have cameras by this point?
We had iMovie, and we'd actually film using the camera on the laptop.
Oh wow!
And we'd edit it straight away because that'd still be enough to have. It was like, I mean, some of us had like smartphones that could do all right stuff, but it was more that one of us had a laptop. And you could just edit on them. But that was like when we were like 13, 14. So that was really early. But with the film stuff, it was like I wanted to be a playwright after the play, and then I saw plays, and I was like, well, these are rubbish. Because I was like, brilliant playwriting, what an exciting thing, and then I was like, maybe it's not, maybe it fucking sucks. No, obviously there's some really great plays, but it didn't feel.
Also, you're
exciting.
young. It's tougher when you're young to.
Yeah, but it's, I was up for doing anything, and then films felt like a much more exciting version of a play at that age, and it felt like there was a lot more potential.
Yes.
And so I'd make little sketches and films and stuff like that, and then I wanted to go to film school. Luckily, I studied film at a uni at Warwick, because I was glad I didn't go to film school.
Why?
Because film school, they would have just taught you how to make films. And when I did film theory, you learn how to make films on the job, or you won't learn film theory on the job.
Okay, yeah.
And because I went to a proper uni, I was speaking to people who weren't all filmmakers. So met so many people from so many different backgrounds. It was a proper uni experience. I think if you go straight to film school, you lose a key part of life. And now I'm not primarily a filmmaker, so thank God I've had like a more rounded education at uni where, it was not something that was going to be important on my CV to get a job later in life, but it was just like I met people from so many different. I got very politically active at uni. I did a radio show with Andrew. Like there were so many different things I could do.
Okay,
and that was way more important than anything you could learn at film school.
And being at uni and studying film at uni, did it get you into film?
Not really. It was just a great. It was a very luxury degree, because it was like, it's not training you for any job apart from being a film critic, which I wasn't going to be. It was just like, it was a great excuse to like develop who you are, develop your ideas.
Yeah.
Creatively, it was just, you don't need a degree to do what we do.
And you got to make watching films your homework.
Yeah, I've slept through more great films than people will watch in their life. Like because they did the maddest ones in like freshers. So there'll be like the most insane art house films that after you've been on like a mad night, you wake up at 9 a.m, you've got a 3-hour like Jean Dielman, which is just a film about a Belgian housewife doing chores. That's it.
Yeah.
There's a film called Fog Light, which I think is a 40-minute film, which is this old like black and white film. It's a foggy vista, and then it slowly reveals a tree line in real time.
40 minutes.
Yeah, and you're like
you're
hanging out your ass. A lot of the time, it'd be like, or Uncle Boone Me, who can recall his many past lives. That's this insane Thai dream sequence film, and I'd like, because I was going in and out of consciousness, I'd wake up and it'd be like a fish fucking a woman, and I'd be like, I'm going back to sleep. Every time you. But still, in the set, I would have seen 10 minutes of that 2-hour film, and then the seminars. Yeah, I'm talking of like I directed it.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Good. Right. Fantastic. And did you go on to work in film at all?
So the first kind of proper job, I was a runner, because I thought if I want to be a film director, I should like start learning.
How does someone become a runner? I never understand how.
Basically, it was a film called Hope Gap, which is in the local area. So we knew people who were working in it, and so they knew I wanted to do film. It was set in like Lewis on the South Coast. This film, and
what's it called again?
Hope Gap. It was, it's fine.
But it wasn't a hit, was it?
No. It's like a British independent film. It's got Bill Nighy in it. But basically, I was so terrible as a runner.
You're not a runner.
No, of course not.
No.
I was like, I genuinely have more chance to make films if I become a successful stand-up comedian.
Yes.
And if I'll get lost getting fired for making the wrong tea if I don't do this. But then, I say all this, and in my head, I've always wanted to be a filmmaker, but just other things happen, and it's like, I hope eventually I will go round to it, but there's also like stand-up and the podcasting and all that stuff. You find different things.
There's lots of time, but also what you do. I don't know what you'll be able to explain.
That's certainly what I was thinking then. It doesn't mean that's how I feel.
Yeah. But even the sketches with Andrew, I mean, it's still kind of. We don't look at it. We don't talk about it in this way. But it is filmmaking.
Yeah, it's still
and
sketches. And I'd still go into comedy. I feel maybe like the more pretentious ambitions I've had, they've changed. For sure.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Well, that's enough.
Yeah,
I feel like we've gotten to know you.
I bet we talked quite a bit.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I suppose we normally end asking people advice. If you could give advice.
Advice for it depends.
Just to kind of, I suppose. Do you know what it is? I think this kind of sincerely is. A lot of the time when I have people on Class Clown, you're getting someone like yourself who's who's had that kind of dream, like you said, dreamed big, and then you do get to do a version of it, which you're already doing now. There's so much more to come. And I think, for me, almost doing this pod is about kind of listening to people's journeys of how do you do that. So I suppose the whole pod in itself is advice, but is there anything that you think you've missed? And if not, don't worry.
I think it's kind of interesting with a lot of my friends who maybe went for safer career options. Exactly. They've sort of, some of them I feel have delayed a level of crisis that hits inevitably if you don't do the thing that you want to do. And there's lots of, it's a privilege to do it. Not everyone, you don't have to enjoy your job. Most people don't. It's not like the end of the world if you don't. There's lots of other facets to life. But if you think it's something you want to do, just try and think about the future and be open for trying lots of different things, but also think. I'm always surprised at how little people think about where they're going to be in 5-10 years, or how they do things they don't like.
Yeah.
And then they don't change anything, and then in 10 years they're still doing those things, and it's sort of like, well, what did you expect in that sense?
Yes, yeah.
And so the only advice I'd give really is to just, if you want to do something, you just think about where you want to be.
Well, do you know what? I wish that this podcast was around when I was 21, so that I could have heard you say that. Maybe it would have helped.
Well, yeah.
So thank you very much. There you go. You don't know that. That might help someone. Thank you very much. Horatio Gould on tour. Finn versus the Internet, which you direct and write.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Finn versus History, which you are part of. So half of. So fantastic.
Thanks so much for having me.
There you have it. The wonderful Horatio Gould. I remember seeing Horatio, I think just at a gig doing 5 minutes in Vauxhall. And just knew that kid is going to be a star, and he is. It's fantastic to see him do so well, and he's going to go on to do even bigger and better things. It's inevitable. Horatio Gould, there you can watch him on Finn versus History, of course, and he's on tour. But please, this goes out to listeners of Class Clown. All I'm asking you to do is just like the page, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to us on Spotify as well. Leave a comment, keep engaging with us, helps the pod, and thanks for listening. I'll see you next week.